All right, Wimby. Come on, big guy.
First heel session.
Hey, yo, I love it.
So this is going to be walking nicely.
Look at you. I love that.
We'll probably take from here to go home day, probably 10 or so heel sessions with Josh, and then of course our outings. But it's definitely a process. So we do this without the leash first because we want to let him make those big mistakes, like completely leaving, right? Once he's not leaving anymore and he's staying generally in the area, then we can get specific with the position. And then we can mix in, you know, what he knows, like stay in between reps. Very good.
Break.
Yay! We'll give him little breaks in between, but then back to work. Josh will tap the tone. He'll recall him, and then instead of staying still, he'll just keep moving, and that's when we start to teach the heel. There it is. There's the recall. Tap the left leg. And now we'll start to teach him, hey, stay in this general spot. No jumping, no stopping and refusing to move, no leaving. So the first session's always a little messy, but it really comes together quite nicely after a couple. And before you know it, I'll be doing that video where everything's off leash. He's staying perfectly by my side. And then we transfer it all over to his owner. There's somebody raking leaves straight ahead, so that's a distraction. He could very well run up to that guy, choosing not to. Right, look, see how he's staying with Josh? Chooses him over me. It's easy. It's harder than it looks. Good. Wow. Would you say he's easier than average?
I mean, he has his difficulties,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, temperament-wise?
Temperament-wise, yeah, he's really nice.
Absolutely.
Look at him.
What we look at for that, I think, you know, the way we determine that is how a dog responds to corrections. Really, that's what it's going to come down to, right? Some dogs will say, yes, sir, and then we're off to the races. And other dogs will say, I'm going to have to
disagree with you there.
Disagree with you, everybody. We're going to have to figure this out. And then that's where you'll get stuck, right? Because a dog, it's easy to learn this stuff. It's simple. But if they're not trying, you know, good.
There's a recall. I bet he was anticipating a release. Every time he moves out of position, he's going to get a beep and guided back. Can you see that? So now we're starting to narrow down the position. Wow, what a great session. Wim.
What are you doing?
What a boy.
You're doing something great. Hey.
Oh my gosh. Don't you like wet kisses?
Oh, not directly in my mouth.